Your cat has been talking to you this whole time. Not meowing, not scratching the door at 6 a.m. Something quieter. Something you've probably done back without even realizing what you were saying. Think about the last time your cat looked at you, then slowly closed its eyes, held them shut for a second, and opened them again. You probably smiled. Maybe you thought it was cute. What if that wasn't just cute? What if it was a full sentence, and your cat was waiting to see if you understood it? By the end of this, you'll know exactly what that slow blink means, why cats evolved to send it, and how to say it back in a way your cat will actually register. This isn't a guess. It's backed by an actual experiment run on actual cats with actual strangers involved. And once you see the data, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. Here's the part that makes this interesting. In the wild, a direct stare is not friendly. To a cat, prolonged eye contact reads as a threat signal, the same way it would between two rival predators sizing each other up. Cats didn't evolve in a world where staring meant, I like you. They evolved in a world where staring meant, I might attack you. So if that's true, how does a cat ever relax around a human who's constantly looking at it? This is where the slow blink comes in. In 2020, researchers at the University of Sussex ran 2 experiments to test something cat owners had suspected for years, but nobody had actually proven. The lead scientists, Dr. Tasmin Humphrey and Professor McComb, wanted to know if slow blinking was really a form of communication, or just something cats did that humans like to project meaning onto. In the first experiment, owners sat with their own cats and slow blinked at them, narrowing their eyes gently and closing them for a couple of seconds, the way you would if you were smiling with your whole face. The cats blinked back more often after their owners did it than when there was no interaction at all. That part alone was interesting, but it wasn't proof. Cats already trust their owners. Of course they'd respond to something familiar. So the second experiment raised the stakes. This time, it wasn't the owner doing the blinking. It was a total stranger, someone the cat had never met. The researchers slow blinked at the cat, then held out a hand. In a separate trial, the same researcher just stared at the cat with a neutral expression and held out a hand the same way. Which version do you think got the cat to actually walk over? The cats approached the outstretched hand more often after the slow blink than after the neutral stare. Not their owner, a stranger. That's the detail that turns this from a cute theory into an actual finding. It means the slow blink isn't just a bonding habit between a cat and the one person who feeds it. It's closer to a shared signal, something that works across relationships, almost like a universal cat-to-human phrase for "you're not a threat." Evolutionary biologist John Bradshaw, who has spent decades studying domestic cat behavior, has pointed out that most cat body language evolved for cat-to-cat communication first, then got repurposed for life with humans. The slow blink likely comes from the same root as a cat's normal blinking pattern around another cat it trusts, stretched out and exaggerated just enough that a human can actually notice it happening. Cats didn't invent this to talk to us. We just happened to be paying attention when they used it. Here's where it gets almost unfair, in a good way. This technique doesn't require your cat to already like you. Shelter workers have started using slow blinking with anxious or fearful cats, specifically because it doesn't demand trust up front. It builds it. A cat that's terrified in a vet clinic, crouched at the back of a carrier, ears pinned, isn't going to respond to being talked to. But a slow, deliberate blink from a few feet away costs it nothing. No touching, no sudden movement, no pressure to engage. Just a quiet, low-stakes signal that says the room isn't dangerous. So why does something this small work at all? Because in a cat's world, softness is the opposite of a threat. A hard stare says predator. A soft, half-closed gaze says the opposite. It says your guard is down. and cats read guard down as safe. It's the same logic behind a cat rolling onto its back to show its belly. Not necessarily an invitation to touch it, but a display that says, I'm not braced for a fight right now. The slow blink is just quieter. Less commitment. Same message. Try this tonight. Not with your phone, not while multitasking. Just sit near your cat, catch its eyes, and blink slowly, like you're smiling with your eyelids. Hold it for a second longer than feels natural. Then look away, because holding the stare after would undo the whole point. Most cats will either blink back within a few seconds, or they'll do something almost as telling. They'll glance away and relax their body, which is its own version of message received. This isn't about tricking your cat into liking you. It's about finally speaking a language it was already using, and you just weren't answering. Try it with your own cat tonight, and if you've got a multi-cat household, try it with the shy one first. Let us know in the comments what happened when you blinked back.